Well, welcome back. The media has completely lost their minds when it comes to ICE, and maybe the one whose brain is falling out onto the floor the most is John Oliver.
If ICE can show up and bother some guys at their roofing job, then bystanders should be able to bother ICE at their state-sanctioned kidnapping job. It is only fair.
Encouraging popping tires of ICE vehicles and bothering ICE agents. And if that's not bad enough, look at this cartoon from the Salt Lake Tribune depicting ICE agents attacking the Statue of Liberty. Now, when it comes to Democrats, it's quite rich when they try to point fingers at Republicans for doing what they themselves do. Take California Governor Gavin Newsom. His press office posted this image to X that says, "Honey, did you post something negative about the regime?" with what appears to be law enforcement breaking down the door, which is really funny when you think about it, because back in 2020, a paddleboarder was chased by a boat and arrested in Malibu for flouting coronavirus closures under Gavin Newsom's regime.
AOC, Kamala Harris, some of these leftists are literally missing chunks of their brains, and every time they speak and I hear them, it's literally killing me. It's killing me inside. And I'm pretty sure it's killing a lot of people out there, their brain cells, listening to their stupidity.
And then we turn to South Carolina. Authorities there are actively investigating after a judge's house was destroyed by a fire this past Saturday. Now take a look at this headline from Time, already pinning the blame on the right. Investigation ongoing after House of South Carolina judge criticized by Trump administration burns down. And New York Congressman Dan Goldman taking it further, directly blaming members of the administration for the blaze. He posted on X, "Trump, Stephen Miller, and MAGA World have been doxing and threatening judges who rule against Trump, including Judge Goodstein. Today, someone committed arson on the judge's home, severely injuring her husband and son. Will Trump speak out against the extreme right that did this?" Here's the catch. Investigators say so far there's no evidence the fire was intentionally set. No arson. So unless Stephen Miller can light fires with just his words, it looks like the left has no leg to stand on here. And joining me now, host of the Katie Miller podcast and former Doge top aide, Katie Miller. Katie, great to see you. Can your husband start electrical fires with just his rhetoric?
He can't start them with his rhetoric. I mean, he sure can light a fire under the base of the Republican Party, but in terms of starting real fires, no. And again, watching over the weekend, as we knew this was a home renovation electrical fire, but yet watching the left consistently spin up these false narratives to try to just do anything they can to undercut the success of President Trump and his administration is despicable. They know their policies are losing from across the spectrum, whether that be their support for open borders, cashless bail, murderers on the streets of D.C. and going against the National Guard and making D.C. safe again. These are the policies that the American public are overwhelmingly rejecting, and all they can do is resort to personal attacks on the right, so that way they feel like they're winning something when they're consistently losing. And again, what is doxing law enforcement officials? Because that's what the left is doing by calling out judges and their bad rulings that overstep clearly the bounds. That is not doxing officials, that's holding them accountable. And there is quite the difference between what they're doing with ICE officers by putting their addresses public and going after their family members, shooting them in Dallas, Texas. That is a quite different perspective and a quite different outcome, as I'm sure you can attest to, Will.
Yeah, and a quite different outcome to your point of we haven't seen. And this judge's house in South Carolina is not an example of rhetoric on the right causing actual violence. What we can point out is that rhetoric on the left has resulted in at least 2 incidences in the past couple of weeks where someone was killed at an ICE facility in Dallas or with Charlie Kirk. Unfortunately, though, by the way, Katie, your husband can't be everywhere like he was on CNN shooting down these ridiculous assertions and these ridiculous questions. So that leaves guys like John Oliver sort of capable of doing it without any real rebuttal. Or AOC, who said this about Stephen during her Sunday live stream. Watch.
Stephen Miller is a clown. I've never seen that guy in real life, but he looks like he's like...
She's never seen him, but she's saying he's a clown. I can't listen to AOC because I'm literally losing brain cells listening to her. I cannot listen to AOC, guys. AOC, Kamala Harris, some of these leftists are literally missing chunks of their brains, and every time they speak and I hear them, it's literally killing me. It's killing me inside. And I'm pretty sure it's killing a lot of people out there, their brain cells, listening to their stupidity. All I'm going to say about this particular video is that when you have a lot of stupid, crazy people in the country or in the world that's not even supposed to be in this country give crap to Trump and the administration and people on the right, the Republican Party, we know we're doing something right and correct for this country, the American citizens in this country. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Till next time, peace out, everybody. This one's for Charlie.